build a truly non-racial, non-sexist and prosperous South Africa, the prosperous economy. This is our contribution in building the economy of the Eastern Cape and also building the economy of this beautiful town of Madiba. I'm sure he's smiling, and I can tell you that as we finish this match, we'll leave so smiling, all of us, because the boys will win for us.
I want to just quickly a score prediction.
No, 2-0, you don't know.
Second half.
It's a revenge for what happened yesterday.
Thank you very much. Well, we look at what has transpired in this game. In the first 45, with South Africa up against Senegal. As we look at this particular stats, Lucky Mhlate joins me. Lucky, a frustrated South African side because of a lot of their opportunities that they've been getting. They haven't been able to pose that threat, especially in front of goal for Senegal.
Lerato, the simple reason is because the Senegalese technical team, they've decided they know South Africa is a ball-playing team. They'd want to build up and make those short passes. So they're just dismantling everything by causing those professional fouls and making South African players uncomfortable on the ball.
These are the players that started, but you get the sense that the coach might make changes in the second half. Who do you think that the coach will bring in? Does he go more for the creative element or more for the out-and-out striker?
He'll go for the out-and-out striker. Malinga, we remember first game he came in, scored a goal, so he's one to go to. Sibanyoni also, he'll come in there, add a bit of pace up front. And for the opponent, Gomez is available to add on Senegal going forth.
Well, it is a goalless here at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. It is a final between South Africa and Senegal. The second 45 follows after this.
Don't miss a moment of the action. Enjoy it all with DSTV Premium.
SBK blasts back to the Cathedral of Speed in Assen.
Victory for Toprak Razgatlioglu, and you have a new championship leader.
It's neck and neck at the top of the table as youth and experience collide. Which one will ultimately prevail?
Both BMWs on the podium.
Who can execute a weekend of Dutch domination? It's round 5 of the Superbike World Championship in the Netherlands. Live on your World of Champions, Supersport. Only on DSTV.
It's game, set and match to Petros Maseko from Nigel, who's netted the Grand Slam prize of 50,000 Rand to invest in one of Prudential's top-performing funds. That's a major triumph worth celebrating.
What a player!
Proudly brought to you by Prudential Investment Managers.
Introducing a deal that's too good to miss. Pay for 1 month of Showmax Pro or Showmax Pro Mobile and get a second month on us.
He's the world champion.
That's 50% off Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 action and world-class football, as well as first and exclusive local series, movies, kids shows, and more. Sign up now.
Watch Africa rise in the land of the rising sun. It's the first time in Olympic history. She is the world champion.
Watch them rise at Tokyo 2020 on 8 dedicated channels. On Supersport, your world of champions. Get connected with DSTV. Broadcast proudly brought to you by Toyota.
And on us.
He's the world champion.
That's 50% off Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 action and world-class football, as well as first and exclusive local series, movies, kids shows, and more. Sign up now.
Watch Africa rise in the land of the rising sun.
Enjoy it all with DSTV Premium.
Half-time between South Africa and Senegal, level at 0-0. A couple of opportunities, nothing really to get too excited about as far as the first half is concerned, with occasional little bursts towards the opposition penalty area and the odd free kick or two. We do expect the action to become a little bit more intense as the second half progresses, and as things stand at the moment, the way Senegal end matches, who knows if Senegal will not be the first and only side to have ever won the COSAFA Cup as an invitee from a different region. They are part of the Western African Football Association, WAFA, and not part of the Confederation of Southern African Football Associations. Underway then for the second half of this final, and a little bit of inventiveness from Senegal right from the outset.
Alongside the tiredness that would be normal with any team that has featured in this tournament from the beginning. And I think that's where probably the goal opportunities are going to come from, with teams beginning to make mistake, fatigue creeping in, and maybe one team sitting further back, because we've seen already there has been no refreshment as far as the legs are concerned. So these players are maybe going to go on for the next 10-15 minutes before any coach can decide to make the changes. So for me, I think to be able to ref the game. But hey, where that's going to come from, to be able to ref the game. But hey, where that's going to come from, listen, stay with us.
Yeah, absolutely. As William said, no changes made by either of the two coaches, Namaraboli or Koto, coming into the second half of this match, and the ball's been nicely won here. Opportunity for the Senegalese, Abu Diop. He's been short-changed by the South African defence. Good play by Mkhulise. This is Mohamed Marks. And South Africa getting back into their rhythm again by keeping the ball across the back four and slowing the match down, dominating the pace of the match, which if there has been any sort of dominance, it has been that from South Africa, who have dominated the pace of the game on the odd occasion, as the ball's not able to be kept in play too well on that occasion by Sifiso Ngubeni. Plenty to play for as far as the tournament is concerned. South Africa looking for their fifth winning side in the COSAFA Cup. If you take those three countries together, that would be 16 out of the 20 titles. So it has been a regular feature down in the double Z countries and Afrique du Sud as well. Senegal, how would they love to take this trophy back to the West Coast, especially with all these youngsters involved, and one hopes that the Senegalese Football Authority 2002 season.
Yes. He was alongside the Cameras of this world and the Fat Eagles of this world in that team.
With a little bit of change of direction here, and Mapule Seleng suddenly out on the left-hand side. Sitebe!
Delicious opportunity. The pass, how much just rolls it into the part of Sitebe, and with the laces. Oh, pass good except for the height.
Yeah, it's a nice effort from the dreadlock midfielder from Amazulu. Sitebe was a member of the Mbombela United squad at some stage in the first division, about 3 seasons ago. Alassane Kante misses out in the middle of the park, but there's still some pressure being exerted by Senegal wide, and Mohamed Mart again doing a spotted defending along with Sifiso Ngubeni. Bulasane wanting somebody to make a little bit of a run in the midfield. He's not getting any support from that angle at the moment. He's the 19-year-old. Finally, there is a pass into the middle that goes to Abu Diop, but Abu Diop is just a diminutive little figure, and he gets clattered off the ball rather easily, as does Mobby on that occasion.
That's where the pain came from. You could see him holding the upper neck. Obviously, I think as he fell over, and with the pressure of the player on top of him.
A more comfortable thing, and Papa Gite might not be the tallest and biggest of players, but certainly there's enough weight on there to cause discomfort for the South African right-sided fullback. Quite pedestrian in the middle of the park once again from both of these sides as they seek for the offerings, and a little touch from Ngubeni there, and there's space inside the area, except that nothing would have eventualized from that because of that reason. Offside.
Yeah, Utalo sprang a little bit ahead of the action there. I think he wasn't aware of what's happening behind him because he's looking at the ball, and cleverly the line just drifted away to leave him offside. Perfectly done.
Benildo Lopez, the Angolan assistant referee, out on the far side. Clearance from Papa Ndiaye, headed back by Mohamed Mart. It's a strong challenge from the 25-year-old. Bar flickered onto the inside. It was good defensive work done by Tabani Dube, the Richards Bay centre-back. Forward by Al-Haj Khani, and away again by South Africa. So one pass for you, one pass for me, and Sifiso Ngubeni looking for a return pass. He gets it from Siphelele Nkulise. Mart continues to work hard in the midfield. Nkulise once again. Sitebe, is that a handball? The player's got his hands behind his back. The South African bench and the players are going ballistic. When a player's got his hands behind his back, it's very difficult for any referee to make a call on a handball. And referee Nkoli dealing with Sitebe in the middle of the park before he comes over to have a look at where the foul took place.
And now we have a moment to see exactly what went down there, because those claims were a little bit overrated, and they must have seen something that we didn't see. Serious.
Handball.
And the way the hand is away from the body.
It's a handball.
Yes. Now it makes sense.
Bulasane gets away with one. because perhaps of where the arms ended up, because both of his arms were swinging backward and ended up behind him, and that's what the referee snapshot must have been from Mr. Nkole. And we have the benefit of hindsight, William, and a couple of replays and
different
clearly
angles.
handball.
Yeah. That's a challenge that the men in the middle do have. But in this case, that's where VAR comes in. And I had the opportunity to speak to one of the officials from the refereeing committee of COSAFA. In fact, they said that call from VAR against Kaizer Chiefs shouldn't have been called, because VAR doesn't work in such cases. VAR only work in the case of cards or penalties that should be given in offsides. And so it was used incorrectly there, and it benefited Al-Ahly. I'm talking about the red card.
Should have been a red card automatically anyway.
Automatically, but the fact that the ref didn't pick it up from the beginning shouldn't have been used. VAR shouldn't have been a case.
So is it the referee who calls for the VAR, or is it the VAR committee that's sitting upstairs that calls to the referee and says, you know, show the signal, then go and have a look? I mean, which direction does that call come from?
The call, whichever way it comes from, but it shouldn't be called from an incident like that.
No. I'm saying, yeah, I understand that, but all I'm saying is that under normal circumstances, where would the call come from? Would it be the committee saying, you missed something, Mr. Referee, come and have a look? Benefit of VAR. Yeah, at the end of the day, I can't imagine too many people being complaining about the eventual decision. The technicalities of how they got there might have been a bit muddled, but at the end of the day, Mashiani wasn't happy anyway. Neither, for that matter, were Chiefs. And 0-0 at half-time in that match, by the way, so a good second half by Al-Ahly, and a 10th title for them, continental title, and well done to Pitso Mosimane for his third title as far as Champions League is concerned. One with Sundowns, two with Al-Ahly, making a massive name for himself as far as global football is concerned, let alone the continental game, because he's already done that.
I think we've lost him forever from this part of the continent.
Well, he's not going to go and coach in the first division, is he?
No. So I think his route is further up north.
I agree completely. He's got to go to the northwest. Pop into not northwest province. He's not going to Rustenburg, Mr. Shongwe. Northwest of the world, up there. You know where Germany and them are. I'm talking about from Egypt, northwest direction. Free kick. It's taken by Billy Motwa.
Please
Senegal.
clarify. Because when you say northwest, I'm thinking
Mr. Shongwe is going to go and sign for Platinum City Rovers in the first division in the northwest province of South Africa.
And I'm thinking, are you saying now he can come from such a high and not only come to the DSTV Premiership, even further down into the Glad Africa Championship? Kevin Evans, what's wrong with you?
No, sir.
What did you smoke?
From Cairo. No. Oh. Now there's that. Kalise looking for a bit of width for South Africa, and he's not going to get it. And, the teams continue to press. No, I reckon for Pitso Mosimane, I mean, he's got to be picked up at some stage by a European club and move in that direction. Otherwise, it's on the back of the World Cup in Qatar and maybe through the Middle Eastern region through into Europe at some stage. It would be nice to see him being tested on that sort of platform in a Germany or in an England. You know, why not?
During the Super Cup final, or should I say the World? Yeah, it was the Super Cup. And El Khatib, the president of Al-Ahly, was saying, I went south of the continent, I got this diamond, and I hope no one is going to steal my diamond. So, I think his days are numbered at Al-Ahly.
Without a doubt. Oh, lovely skill from South Africa. Can they finish the job? No. Well, the answer is no. It's the outside of the right boot, not able to pick up Sachebe from Monopoulos Saleng, and I'm starting to think that South Africa need another striker. That's Wallows not doing the job on his own here.
The step over was excellent. He clears himself from the defender, but then is forced to cut the ball back with his left, and that didn't work. It was too close to the goalkeeper. If only he had even 50% of that right foot operational, I'm sure he would have done a better cutback.
Need to give credit to the young defenders from Senegal as well, keeping Saleng away from the danger zone. Saleng now to Mobby. Both played for the same club, not at the same time though. Almost falling into a similar range for Mohamed Mart from when he scored against Mozambique to give South Africa a 2-0 lead after Ngobo's early goal for South Africa against their eastern neighbours. South Africa are starting to pile a lot more pressure onto Senegal than what we saw during the first half.
Better control of the game. The passing game has improved, and the patience with which they build up also is getting better. Because sometimes out of desperation you start pumping balls forward unnecessarily, even when the opening is not there. And I think right now they're beginning to pick up the pieces as far as the direction of the play.
Oh, he's bouncing the ball. It's almost like he's going to take a throw in. Mwanapule Saleng. 1 minute away from the hour mark. In swinging effort. Keeper comes out a little bit on the late side, and there was protection from referee Audric and Kole for Papa Ndiaye.
Dube, given the opportunity, he can score from set pieces. Seen him score for club football, where he plays at the Richards Bay. So that goes on. He attacks the ball from the far side, and maybe this time was a little bit late, but it was within his right to actually challenge with the ball dropping into the hands of the goalkeeper.
Now he's a top player, is Tabani Dube. There were rumours hanging about on social media that he might be poached by another club. I'm not quite sure about that, but yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
He had a great season, out the doubt, and it's not just one club that have paid attention to his ability.
An hour gone in this encounter. Substitutions starting to warm up, and is that a thumbs up? Happy birthday just to the left of our combox, and well done. Celebrate. Hope there's drinks on you tonight. Oh no, they're not allowed to have drinks anymore, not on weekends anyway, but congratulations to the cameraman over there whose shot is on your screen at the moment.
Pumezo.
And your picture, Tabani Dube, 5 goals for him in the colours of Richards Bay FC as a centre-back last season. Missed out on the promotional, in fact they missed out from the promotional playoffs for promotion to the South African Premier League from the First Division, because they finished in 3rd place in the First Division, went into the playoffs and lost both times. Well, lost and drew against Chippa United, who are based here at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium in Gqeberha. Chippa United then retain their Premier League status, and their coach Lehlonolo Siema promptly goes to Bafana Bestende, who is the one for Golden Arrows. The Arrows coach goes to Orlando Pirates, and the coach that didn't have a job at the time, the former Kaiser Chiefs Bidvest Wit Supersport United coach Gavin Hunt, lands in PE and will coach Chippa United, or at least for the beginning of the season. Playback underway, 62 minutes played, and still we haven't got a break in the deadlock. Just to remind you that this is the only match of the COSAFA Cup that can go to extra time. We've had penalties on 2 occasions, as we've spoken about. Eswatini involved in both of those, one losing cause against the Senegal side, and one a winning cause for the bronze medals, just in a match played earlier today, 1-1 draw against Mozambique, winning the penalty shootout 4-2, and Sandanezwe grabbing the final penalty of that. He must be very happy with that situation. First of all, that he wasn't replaced, and then he scores a penalty to win the thing. So I think that's massively confidence boosting for the Eswatini goalkeeper.
Well, the story goes like, for the fact that he was replaced in 10 minutes of that game against Senegal, it was his call who gave a shot to his goalkeeper to say, look, I'm not ready for this one. That's why, in fact, the bench of Eswatini was caught a little bit late in making the decision. Yes, even if you want to use the goalkeeper, you want to make sure that maybe give him a bit of time, the one that is coming in, to get warmed up for the shootout.
Taking a bit of time to clear the ball there is Sifiso Ngubeni. 3 touches on it and not really that much pressure from Abu Diop. Ball floated in by Wulasane. It's not in those diagonal balls again, Senegal. They're not quite at the same pace, I think, that we used to, but they are starting to float diagonal balls into that penalty area of Veli Motwa. Is this the change of a game plan for both sides as we take a look at Nico Mobi?
In fact, that ball, when it bounced off, it looked like it ended up around his hands or his arm. That's why there were wild calls from the bench of Senegal, thinking that there might be something. It would be nice to see if you get an opportunity. But just how far was the ball from his hand?
Tabani Dube. Support from Chitebe. Heading up towards 20 minutes played in the second half of this match. No goals yet in the final of COSAFA Cup for 2021. It's a strong challenge.
Kane, I think it is. Or Kante.
Jabulo Ngobo's gone down and he doesn't sound at all happy. It is Kante who's bumbled into him. It might have been a flapping arm there, if anything, but he's clutching the inside of his leg. Let's have a look at this. Was it a handball? Ooh, off the bicep.
Maybe a side of the chest.
Well, while the South African defender is on the floor, Jabulo Ngobo receiving medical attention, he's not on the field of play, so I'm not quite sure why we can't continue, and we do. With Rushin Daruk. Pule Saleng now deputizing on a right fullback, left fullback position suddenly. So one can understand that, I suppose. They are in control of this, are the South Africans when the ball's inside of their half, but it's not inside of their own half that they're looking for the movement to take place. It's a little bit better movement there with Victor Letsualo. Now switch play back towards the left-hand side. All that South Africa are throwing at Senegal at the moment, not any great pace or penetration. The lines of Teranga are able to hold on to and bashed away by Suabu Nigu. We haven't seen any change plays either yet, and one can understand that. Heading up towards the 3/4 way mark of the match, and because there's extra time involved, that's the reason why neither coach has ventured into the bench yet. Nigu again with a touch-up. It's not the greatest of touches either, because he's given possession back to South Africa, and there's a really good chance at the far post for Sitebe. And they get away with it. Senegal squeaked their way out of trouble on that occasion, the lines of Teranga.
And I think there might have been a call offside there from as Kulisi breaks through, or was it Saleng? Saleng it was, yeah. Because once the return pass gets played, and suddenly it was like a foot or two ahead of them, and they were thinking to themselves, no, surely no ways.
Ali Lufal with an important touch in there as well for Senegal. Ball nicely poached away at the back here by Spelelem Kulise. There's some chasing going on in the middle of the park by Alassane Kante, but they're not able to get hold of the ball, and neither are the South Africans, as Nigu will do the tidying up again for Senegal. So halfway through the second half, 75% of the 90 has elapsed, and neither side has broken the deadlock. Saleng once again looking for somebody to move in a forward direction. But, forward direction, and the way the game is panning out at the moment, seem to be in opposite terms with each other. Ngubeni, a little bit of skill shown by Ngubeni. Cut out very nicely by Dominic Mendy, but then Senegal can't use it either. It's just drifting along at the moment. Need somebody to come in here and take this thing by the scruff of the neck. Who's that going to be? Will it be an Ethan Brooks, maybe? Or Kafisa Malingo? Lebachang Mabwe is on the bench as well for South Africa. For Senegal, well, they do have Abdou Ndoye. He's got a goal in this tournament so far. Alioune Bayes in there as well as the two striking options. Serinya Gay is also part of the starting lineup. Shot out of almost nothing from Ba, and good vigilance from Benny Motwa.
Very alert. Normal goalkeepers get caught from such situations because they're thinking there's still going to be combinations leading to a shot, but Ba from like nowhere, he takes a snapshot. Great reaction. Yeah, if you talk about Senegal, I mean about Bafana, the changes obviously.
Nice take from Motwa.
From Eliki forward, and also the creativity to increase a little bit of the tempo, because I think the tempo and the intensity with which they play going to that day, it favors Senegal. They're able to recover and get back to defensive position. You know, because the build-ups are a little bit slower on Bafana's side. So somebody with fresh legs that can play with a bit of tempo. Ethan is one, and so is Maboya. But they might want to stretch it with the top strikers. We look at Saleng once again, unable to keep his balance. Eventually fouled.
Well, Dien was claiming that he got the ball first, but there was a player getting up in front of him, Monopule Saleng, and he knocked Saleng over. In the meantime, South Africa are looking to make a change, and looks like the Sekhukhune United striker Thabang Sibanyoni is the man who's warming up, and I think that's a bad idea. Free kick in the meantime, space in front of goal, good save. Ndiaye, important save from Ndiaye.
Very important. I mean, headers that comes from that such of in and around there, sometimes it might not even have the pace, but because of the lack of reaction time, and I'm not sure even who ends up latching into the shot. Was it the defender?
I think it was Ngobo looking for back-to-back goals after scoring against Mozambique on Friday. South Africa looking to play first. I was a little bit critical of Thabang Sibanyoni in the opening match of the tournament, but since then there has been an improvement, and the criticism was only because I didn't feel he was getting into the correct places. But just like the Senegalese side, South Africa have developed over the course of the 2 weeks of tournament play. And Sibanyoni is developing as a striker. Man Papa Jite, influential up to this stage in the tournament. Not seen as much influence in this encounter. We'll have a corner though. Senegal 3 corners to 1. Little run to the near post by Nigu, and it nearly reaches Nigu as well. Kanti. Good push from South Africa. They had to be vigilant about it. Dube into the middle. To hook forward. Selling looking for work alongside of Mohamed Marks, and little dink over on this side. He's again caught offside, this time by Ivanildo Lopez. Goal an official. So South Africa, as we have a look at the offside, to make a change. Well, it's a tackle.
Listen, it doesn't look offside at all to me. I know it's tight, very tight, but I think the flag might be a little bit light on the part of the far side official.
Tabansi Banyoni on for Sepana Letsowalo, so Letsowalo is not going to increase his tally of 4 goals for South Africa at the 20th COSAFA Cup, but Banyani, Orabonye, Kambindu and Shonga are no longer part of the tournament with 3 goals apiece. And so the next best players would still be Diop and Jite for Senegal, and they'd have to score a brace each, or a brace to get level with Letsowalo, and it still looks as if Letsowalo is going to pick up the 20 grand for being the tournament's leading goal scorer. The assistant referee is Diana Chikotesha, 33-year-old today. Happy birthday, ma'am, Chikotesha. She's the Deputy Dean of Student Affairs at Rockview University in Lusaka, Zambia, and has a master's degree in sports management. Not just a pretty face, Mr. Shongwe. And all of that information courtesy of my good friend and Zambian commentator and presenter, Matimba Konje. Thanks, matey. South Africa continuing to push forward, and ball batted away by Ndiaye. That's the most impressive save we've seen from the 28-year-old Giraffe goalkeeper. South Africa, with around about 15 minutes remaining, more or less, are starting to apply that sort of pressure that can win them a tournament. They're going to be able to score that decisive goal, South Africa, or Senegal going to disappoint the home favourites on Madiba Day.
Shouldn't be.
In Madiba Bay.
Shouldn't go that way. It's just a lot that needs to be considered. It's a very special day. It's a very special municipality, and it's a very special stadium.
Yeah, without a doubt. And Senegal could quite easily be party poopers, if I can put it that way. South Africa have to contend with that bit of pressure, the extra pressure of being hosts and finalists.
He's tired, Jite.
Yep.
And understandably so.
It's been a long tournament for these youngsters, and yeah, they'll take a lot out of it. A lot has been taken out of them as far as the exertion is concerned, and as far as the tournament had started. For Senegal, on day 2 of the competition on Wednesday, they lost by 2-1 against Namibia, who came back to score 2 goals there. Kambindu scored a goal in that match for Namibia, and so did Papama. 15 minutes and stoppage time remaining. I can see Senegal warming up a substitution. I can see South Africa warming up a couple of change players. So we are in that zone where the coaches are going to start making changes. Senegal able to flick the ball away once again with Falilou Fall. Straight away it's returned by Tabani Dube. Now Nigu, as the central defenders start exchanging long balls up and down the field of play. Dieng into the midfield. This is Kante. Dieng the recipient again. A little bit of space for Dieng, and the first time ball deflected across the goal, and what a nice touch that was from Mohamed Bar. Quite the finish that Jite would have wanted, because that could have would have taken him to within 1 goal of Letsowalo's 4. Best moment of the game, I think, for Senegal.
Yeah, I think it was early play from the striker from this near side to whip it with pace into that side. Caused a lot of confusion in the center of defense for Ghana. And this is where, for me, I've seen Senegal really doing so well in the past games. Just how they're able to shift the defender from one channel to the other with pace and good runs from behind.
All of a sudden there's an opportunity for South Africa. We've spoken about the pace of Monipulisaling a couple of times in this match. And on that occasion, he very, very nearly got hold of the ball again. The Free State Stars 23-year-old. Rumored to be going to Orlando Pirates, is it?
Yes. I don't think it's a rumor. I think the deal is done.
Did you get your food? Tabani Toubé.
And listen, it's a big fee. And I wish I was a part of the deal because the percentage would have been very attractive. Obviously, the Mkwena family will be the happier of the lot.
One throw-in attempt here from Yusuf Mart. Going to the near post this time. It was a little flick on across there and just a little bit behind Daruk. It's a really good opportunity. In the meantime, we can have a change of personnel for Senegal. It's Alioune Mbaye, the 19-year-old from Niaritali, who's going to come on for Abu Diop. Abu Diop on the right-hand side has run out of gas a little bit.
Mart makes his way out as well. Ethan Brooks is the one that makes his way. They play in a similar way, but there's a bit more tempo from Ethan than that of Mart. Mart has got the range, but he's the one that comes with dirty moves and he closes space a little bit quicker. He helps out in the attack as well.
Just 19 years old, TX Galaxy man. Alioune Mbaye is the same age from Niaritali, comes on for Diop. So interesting players on for both sides. 11 minutes in stoppage time remaining, and then extra time if there's no break in the deadlock. GJ, still full of running, GJ. Goes back to Willis Sane. And then all the way back to Papandiai. So not afraid to reorganize matters. Senegal. Nigu. Oh, Nigu's given it away. Opportunity for South Africa. What a tremendous challenge. But the danger's not over yet. Oh, it is now. Papandiai. Absolutely brilliant. But, my goodness me, did they live dangerously right there?
And I'm thinking to myself, Sibanyoni had a chance to actually crack a shot. And I didn't need that second touch. Once he turned, that ball was ready for the taking.
Sibanyoni did brilliantly. Confirmation of Ethan Brooks' arrival in the place of Mohamed Mart. Corner for South Africa. Sitebe. The head has gone wide, but again, there's space in the middle of that penalty area for Bafana. Not able to take that opportunity. Nobo has threatened twice in the second half so far. And the questions are being asked by Mohamed Bar, the striker for Senegal. Mabwe has come on for Mkolisi. There's the coach, Koto. Header from Nigu, going in the wrong direction. Surely that's another corner. It is another corner. I quite like the thinking of the South African coach. You know, in this part of the world, there's a bit of a drought, Mr. Koto. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't know that. Another corner. Oh, this time it's a good take from Ndiaye, who's under bagfuls of pressure from both Daruk and from Tabani Toubé. Card here to Papandiai. Is that for time wasting? Can't imagine it's for anything else.
I think somebody must give a warning to Coach Nkoto that this part of the province is short as far as rains. Okay, we saw rains.
That's what I was just saying. There's a drought on you, Mr. Koto.
Yeah, so please, we see those water keeps dripping, and he's even aware that he's pouring them out. I guess it's the tension of the game.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything deliberate in it. He probably doesn't know it all, but it bears a mention. Honourable mention. He's not trying to play the piano, Tabani Dube, air piano. I've seen people play air guitar before, and it can be rather interesting. But Tabani Dube was perhaps suggesting that there's a throw-in to come. In the meantime, there is a player from Senegal who is down injured. That's Dien. Had a tremendous tournament as a 23-year-old, and maybe it's a bridge too far. Maybe those changes do need to come from the Senegalese bench. But Dien looks as if he's done. This match does go into extra time, William. Surely you have to fancy South Africa as far as their fitness is concerned in comparison to what Senegal have to offer. Long throw-in attempt here by Buja. Slapped away from the edge of the penalty area. Nigu is going to head it all the way back to his goalkeeper. Not from that distance, I don't think. We'll pick up here from Alassane Kante. This is Buja. Had that lovely angled header a little bit earlier on, but he's been bottled up against the touchline. This is Dominic Mendy. Back to El Hadj Kane. Now it's Nigu. Buja. Dien's back on the field of play. South Africa are going to keep this in play, otherwise it's going to be a corner kick. It's been kept in play by Senegal. Nicely worked away on the near side as well by Ethan Brooks. Good header back by Nigu after killing searching ball from Sitebe. The keeper's going to have to come out quickly here, William Mortwood does. Pace of the match has picked up with 6 minutes to go. Both sides are looking to push here for a win in regulation time, and there is space and time here. And it was. Sane will bat it away for Senegal. Ethan Brooks. Game's not over yet. That's by any stretch of the imagination. 5 minutes in stoppage time remaining. We've had 2 changes made, in fact 3 from South Africa. We brought on Taban Sibanyoni, Ethan Brooks and Lebachan Mabwe. Just the 1 change for Senegal. Looks for a handball on the near side touchline. There's Ethan Brooks, 19 years old. I'm sure that he will stay at TX Galaxy. They'll have to have him up there. I'm sure that Tabani Dube got his head to that last. Still a lot of water on that wall in front of the coach, Murray Koto, whose nerves are getting the better of him at the moment. Maybe he'll be forgiven by the Nelson Mandela Bay municipality. Sitebe. Strong clearing challenge from El Hadj Kane. Pressure's mounting, the tension is mounting, there's no doubt about that. This is the Nico Mobby. He's had a good match today. He's contributed for all of the 86 minutes. He hasn't kept that ball in play, along with his teammate on the right-hand side. And Koto is getting nervous again. South Africa will be hoping that when the World Cup qualifiers start on the 1st of September that they can do a little better than qualification for Cameroon 2022, which they finished in 3rd place in Group C. So South Africa not going to AFCON in January next year. Senegal, top of Group I, certainly are going there. Groups have yet to be determined, because we haven't had the draw yet for that main competition. For the World Cup 2022, Senegal are in Group H with Congo, Togo and Namibia. And South Africa are in Group G with a couple of lightweights, Ghana, Zimbabwe and Ethiopia. And it's World Cup qualification. It's not going to be that easy either, because there's 10 groups with Ghana, Zimbabwe and Ethiopia in the same group. And I'm sure South African viewers would have had a taste of Ethiopian football, which is shown on DSTV these days. Ethan Brooks, this is Sitebe. Time running out in this one to be completed within the 90 minutes. And are we going to have extra time in Port Elizabeth? Sitebe doing a fair share of attacking and defending. He's a team player. He's the Amazulu 28-year-old. Wulasane with a throw, nearly picked up by Mohamed Bar. Senegal looking for the press in the final 90 seconds and time added on. Sitebe with a good clearance, assisted by Tabane Dube. Sane will want to whip this in very quickly indeed, gets a bit of an assist with a shove in the back from Tabang Sibanyoni, unnecessarily so, but does break the...
The body and the legs of the Senegalese player are telling a story. When they go down, they take a little bit longer to get up. And I think we've mentioned the fact that some of these players have played just about in all the games in the shortest possible time. So very understandable. Unlike Bafana Bafana, they have been able to pressure.
If this match does go into extra time,